I've seen a lot more dicks than I've seen gays over the years. When I think about it, when I sit down and really think about it, I've seen far more dicks. Hey, how's it going, guys, and Merry Christmas. This week we decided we're going to do some sort of an Agony Uncle type thing. We never really decided whether it was going to be Agony Uncle or, when you see those things, what would Jesus do? What would Mattie and Liamo do? So that's what we were hoping for. We were hoping for situations that you were going to give us, you the viewers, were going to propose to us and say, hey, Mattie and Liamo, I just found out my girlfriend has been sleeping with my dog. What should I do? And then me and Mattie would give you, the appropriate advice. However, some people just didn't seem to understand the concept, and we got ridiculous kind of, I was going to say, like, problems, but I don't even think they're problems. Mattie, would you care to tell the viewers what kind of problems we got?
Well, we got two responses.
Yes.
One from a man called Kevin Shields.
I've heard of him.
You may remember Kevin from such videos as Top 10 Horror Movies and other rants. Bit of a strange lad, some would say. Kevin asked us, do an in-depth and shocking review of your last shites.
I remember this request.
I've been thinking about this. It's something that's really played on the mind in the last couple of days. My last shit was haphazard.
Wow. I've never heard that word associated with a bowel movement.
It was haphazard. It was just very... There was no organisation. Yeah, yes.
So you say there was no organisation?
No organisation behind it. I felt like my bells just kind of, we'll just throw any old random thing out there. You know what I mean? It was very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. The consistency was solid, I'll give it that. But the overall integrity of the shit wasn't what I would have hoped for.
Wow.
There was a couple of Malteser shits, you know what I mean? There was no solid log. But the consistency of the Maltesers was very, very impressive. But it's just overall, I would give my last shit a 2 out of 10.
Two thumbs up, huh?
Not even 2 thumbs up. I'd give it a half a thumb up.
Half a thumb up. Half a lubricated thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't remember my last year. It wasn't memorable. I can't even tell you when it was. But definitely, I remember the request that Kevin left. Literally, it was about 10 minutes after one of the most memorable shits I've ever had in my life. And it was one of those uncanny moments. It was like, holy shit, has Kevin got cameras in my house? Why did he ask that question now? It was literally, the only way I can really describe it was, I remember during it, about halfway through, I was kind of kicking myself for never going to a Lamaze class with Donna, because I thought it might have helped. Proper breathing might have helped me get through it. I tried to breathe really hard in and out, big breaths out, big breaths in, like the way you see them do in the movies. And it did ease it for a few seconds, but then it was like a wave, and then that passed over, and then I was back in the agony again. Do you know what it was like? It was like, anal beads. It was like somebody was pulling a long string of anal beads out, and I made a couple of foot long, right? But instead of beads, they were Willy Wonka's everlasting gobstoppers. You remember them?
Oh, I do, yeah.
Yeah, like a little, kind of like a spiky Christmas ornament. Like a string of them getting pulled down on me kicker. It was no fun. No fun at all. The human body is really bad at getting rid of waste, isn't it? Like, I know it's partly our fault for putting so much rubbish in our mouths, different diets and what have you. But you think all these millions of years of evolution that our bodies would have just really nailed that aspect of living. Just break down that stuff, get it into a nice shape. Why don't we pull like rabbits, deer, reindeer, maybe? Just little berries. Just a pile of berries. Why can't we do that? Why can't that arse manufacture berries? Why does it have to be all different shapes and sizes all the time,
My last shit was like a deer.
And you say it wasn't enjoyable?
It wasn't an enjoyable experience. I like a good log, do you know what I mean? I like when there's something to show for all the effort you put in.
Yeah. And it's just one kind of out.
Yeah.
None of this messing about where you literally don't know what's going to happen from one minute to the next. It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
awful.
Like you feel like it's about to pop out, and then it's like, oh no, it's gone. Oh no, it's back, kind of thing. No, can't be doing with that. I like a good, consistent. Right, here we go. This lot is leaving. All right, the train has left the station. Let's get rid of it. Leave it at that. Wash the hands. Do I have something to eat? Wipe the arse, obviously, goes in between the train leaving the station and washing the hands.
Yes.
So yeah. So Kevin, that's our in-depth and shocking review of our last shite. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, we hope that helps, Kevin.
Let us know how your last shite was. So our next question came from a man called Stephen Richards.
Ever heard of this guy?
Stephen asks us, why do some heterosexual men enjoy watching, like bracket, male, close bracket, gay porn?
Yeah, I actually remember when we got this request in as well. I just want to point out to any of our viewers who aren't familiar with Stephen Richards, also known as my old RE teacher on YouTube, amongst other things. He seems to have this like gay agenda. Like literally every second thing out of his mouth, pardon the image, is some sort of gay propaganda. Do you know what I mean? I'm all for gay rights, but this guy is like, yeah. Always with the gay stuff with him. In relation to his actual question, I really wasn't aware that a lot of straight guys watch gay porn.
Now, gay porn, lesbian, women on women, obviously every man has watched that.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised that I'm very fond of. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I'm not really fond of seeing two women going at each other. I mean, I watch it, there's nothing else on. But
me either. It never ever really does it. The only time it ever does it for me is if it's somebody that I know. Like if I see two mainstream actresses kissing, like let's say Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman, that's exciting for me. Now only for a couple of minutes. Yeah, so everybody likes to see that. And even like, if you're at that kind of party when you see a couple of your girl friends making out with each other, that's all good stuff. Where I can't understand guys watching a video of two girls going at it. It really doesn't do it for me. It's okay as a kind of a like the foreplay before the guy comes in and starts doing his business. Yeah. Speaking of which, this is something I think of an awful lot. I've seen a lot more dicks than I've seen gays over the years. When I think about it, when I sit down and really think about it, I've seen far more dicks than I've seen gays.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Yeah, but I also think that's because we're also in more situations where there are dicks around us, as in, you know what I mean?
And there's not necessarily a gay around, yeah.
Yeah, so,
but there's always a dick.
Yeah, no, gay porn. Not something that I would have expected very many straight men to watch. There are a lot of straight men that apparently are into things like that. They still identify as straight. Personally, it's not something that I would be interested in watching it, but I mean, I'm not going to say that I've never seen gay porn, obviously. I think everyone has seen something like that in their life.
Yeah, so like it just, they slip it in there. They slip it in there when you're trying to look at the good stuff. And you see that. I think it's on purpose. I think it's a sort of a little cold shower to make sure you maintain that horn and keep browsing porn. Because if they don't give you that cold shower, you're going to be finished any minute now, and then you're going to leave the website. Whereas they're like, hey, look at these two guys fucking each other, and you're like, bollocks, that's how to set me back another 10 minutes.
Well, I don't know. I just think that it's something that some people are into. That is just. It's like a fetish thing. I mean, it's the same with some people are into bondage, or some people are into getting pissed off, stuff like that. I think it's just one of those things. I mean, whatever straight men are into. Yeah,
that's a good point. Just chalk it in there with all the other fetishes, but it's probably the weirdest fetish of all, even weirder than eating shite. Because like it's literally the opposite of what you're into. Literally the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
As a straight man.
Okay.
I'm just doing a little bit of research here. I'm typing in, do straight men watch gay male porn? And I'm going to Yahoo Answers, which is a font of knowledge. Okay. Answer is, perhaps straight women and gay men are more likely to leave comments. I don't know. Seems like a sociological phenomenon. This is all very highbrow. And then the rest of the answers are all about, here's an answer. No, otherwise they would be gay. And here's the source they credit for that answer. My uncle is gay, and he helped me with this question.
Isn't there like a thing where like gay men like to go after straight men? Isn't that like a thing? And apparently it's like very easy to get straight men to do things like that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So I really don't know. really don't know how to answer this question other than to say I think it's just a fetish. And whatever people are into, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else, who gives a shit?
Exactly. I saw a documentary on porn stars, and there was this one guy that they focused on for a few minutes, and he did gay porn.
Yeah.
But he was straight. He was 100% straight. Just, for him, it's just acting. I'm just acting. And they were filming this like at the side of a scene that he had just done, where he was giving a couple of guys a blowjob, and I was like, I don't buy it. You are not 100% straight if you've done that.
A couple of guys. When you said, I was expecting something like that. When you said a couple of guys, I was like, no, he's not straight. Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Nice. A couple of guys fucked him in the face, and then he sat down and did a documentary about being straight.
Well, I just don't believe it.
Acting is acting. It's not as if Tom Cruise is really some sort of super spy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know that, but and acting as if you've killed somebody, that doesn't make you a murderer.
Yeah. But sucking a dick.
But sucking a dick, that makes you gay, or at least bisexual.
Yes. So Stephen, I hope that answers your question. Despite the fact that we didn't really answer the question, we just said it's a bit weird and you might be gay.
Yeah. Well, look, it was better than any answer you'd get off Yahoo Answers anyway.
That's true. That's very true. Just a quick thing. I googled just Agony Uncle questions. There's two that stood out to me.
Yeah. Costume
issue. Should I be worried? My brother had a ladybug costume for Halloween, and I haven't seen him since yesterday. This morning there was the ladybug in my cereal that I swallowed with my milk. I thought it was the reason that I swallowed the ladybug because I thought it was its own fault for falling into my cereal. Now I have but a strange feeling because my brother is not around. Should I be worried? What if it was him somehow? Will he be okay? What should I do now? Will drinking a lot of water help him get out? What do you think, Liam? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, how recent was this breakfast? How much time has passed? I mean, is it so kind of recent that you could actually make a dash to the toilet and stick your fingers down your throat, see if you can vomit them back up?
She doesn't mention the time frame.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of that would cover everything really is check all your vomit for the next few days, all your poo for the next few days, all your piss for the next few days, and see if you can find them. Alternatively, send in a miniaturized spaceship with a crew specifically to go look for this ladybird and to verify if it's your brother or not. With possibly with a DNA test or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah. My only thing is, that's the other option. My only thing that I have to say to you is you're a murderer and you should be ashamed of yourself.
That's a good point. Yeah.
My boyfriend talks too much during sex. We've been together for a year, and recently he started talking to me while we're intimate. At first, it was everyday stuff like what he wants for dinner, but then essentially he began ranting. It's not finished. It's not finished. Do you know how hard it is to climax by listening to someone talk about how many bands have produced disappointing second albums? I don't know if I can go on like this. That's amazing.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's brilliant. My only advice is try and talk about albums that he cares about.
Yeah.
Mention Sgt. Pepper's, mention Led Zeppelin, things like that.
Yeah, I think if she met him halfway, if she got involved in the conversation, she might find she enjoys it. Women love to talk. Women love to multitask.
They do.
Do you know what I mean? Get it all done. Get it all done. I mean, how many women are out there complaining that their husbands never talk to them? She should count herself lucky, this bitch.
Yeah. They also love shopping, so I mean, you can combine all of them. You could have a shag while shopping on the internet and talking.
Shopping online, having a natter, getting your end away.
And that's also multitasking.
Yeah.
That's like the fucking forfecta for a one female organ.
Yeah. I think she'll find it's over pretty quickly for her. I saw a great question once on one of these things, and it was this girl saying that her boyfriend, you kind of forgot to pull out on time, and basically she was pregnant, and she was a couple of months pregnant at this stage, but anyway, they were having sex recently, she said, and he forgot to pull out again, and she's now worried that her baby might be pregnant.
I love people.
Yeah.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant.